Hello friends, welcome to my channel ELS English Literature Studies with Kaur Harpreet. Today we will talk about Elizabethan prose in this video. So let us start. The Elizabethan age has also been called as a young age. It was full of intellectual esteem and soaring imagination. The dominant art forms of this time were literature and music. The best of this age is found in drama and next in poetry. For the first time, prose had risen to a position of first-rate importance. The English prose acquired a universal appeal. During the 15th century, Latin dominated because of the medium of expression, while English came to its own identity in the 16th century. With the arrival of mass printing, English prose became the popular medium. The early Elizabethan use of prose was rich, gaudy, and overflowing. It is far from commonly accepted principle of simplicity, as firstly it was colorful, blazing, rhythmic, indirect, and polished. It was written with great stylistic and linguistic excellence. Most of the Elizabethan prose is poetic. It was formulated by foreign models such as classical, Italian, French, and Spanish. The 16th century prose can be categorized into two periods. First period is prose writings before 1579, and second period is in which prose during the later half of the 16th century is discussed. English prose up to 1579 does not show any marked progress, and after this date it showed a rapid growth and improvement. The later 16th century prose took its various forms such as prose romances, pamphlets, translations, critical prose, sermons, dramatic prose, character writing, essays, etc. So we will discuss all these forms one by one today. First is the pamphleteers. During Elizabethan age, there was flood of short tracts on religion, politics, and literature. The most notable among them were Thomas Nash, Robert Greene, and Thomas Lodge. These pamphleteers cultivated a journalistic style characterized by vigor, force, and raciness. Thomas Nash is considered the greatest of the English Elizabethan pamphleteers. Second is the sermon writers. In this second form, there were a number of sermon writers during Elizabethan age. The prominent sermon writers are James Ussher and Joseph Hall. Joseph Hall's opinions brought to him disgrace during the Puritan rule. Hall wrote devotional and theological works which include tracts, sermons, and treatises. He is the most literary of the theologians of the time. Sermon writings rose to a level of literary importance in this period. Donne's finest prose work was his sermons. His sermons show his unflinching faith in God and Christianity. John Donne's finest sermon is Death's Duel, which contained many of the features of his poetry. The third form is the translators. Many important classical works were translated into English prose during Elizabethan age. The zeal for learning and spirit of adventure were the features strongly in their works. The translators cared little for verbal accuracy and sometimes were content to translate from a translation. We can say from a French version of a Latin text. They worked in many varied fields. Translators opened the way for the cultivation of the essay in 16th century. Many classical works like Plutarch's Lives, Virgil's Aeneid, Homer's Odyssey, and Ovid's Metamorphoses were translated into English at that time. Fourth form is literary prose. The critics turned to the classics and they were chiefly concerned with three topics: the status and value of poetry, the importance of classical models, the merits and demerits of rhyme. It was attempted by Sidney in the Apology for Poetry. It is an important book in the field of criticism till writer came out with dramatic poesy. Sidney places poetry on higher level than history and philosophy. The Apology for Poetry is a landmark book in subject matter and prose writing and development of style. Sidney's literary prose is at its best. It is both simple, melodious, sweet, and strong. Fifth form which I am going to discuss is religious prose. During this period, religious controversy also invoked, and this controversy gave rise to fine English prose. It also contributed to the evolution of prose type. The two memorable works of this period are, first is the authorized version of the Bible, 1611, and then the Laws of Ecclesiastical Poetry, 1594 to 97. First work, the authorized version of the Bible. It was the work of 47 scholars nominated by James I, and this is rightly considered as the first English classic in prose. Sixth form is philosophical prose. The writer of this philosophical prose is Thomas Coryat. He wrote Crudities. In this book, he does not pretend to the depth or method, but he gives details of the number of customs of the age in many countries. That makes his account not only entertaining but interesting also. And the last form I will discuss is essay writing. The English essay has its roots in the Elizabethan period, in the miscellaneous works of Lodge, Lilly and Green, and other literary freelancers. But it is Francis Bacon who was the first real English essayist. He published a short series of essays in 1597. In him, we have the miscellaneous of theme and the brevity and the musings of the philosopher. So friends, this is all about my today's video in which I have discussed about Elizabethan prose. I hope you will like my content, and if you like it, please hit the like button, share and subscribe my channel. And if you're new to my channel, please hit the bell button so that you can get notifications for my upcoming videos. And friends, you can also follow me on my Facebook page. So thanks a lot for watching.